Arranged to meet Travis Bogus, the best and naturally the most badass shooter in New Mexico. Since 2007, Travis has virtually won every shooting contest in New Mexico, most of them with historic weapons. If anybody knows how good the old cowboys' weapons actually were, he's the man.
Hey, Travis, nice to meet you.
You too, Jared.
A lot of people have the conception the old school revolvers aren't or weren't quite as accurate as today's guns.
No, they can be very accurate. They can be just as accurate as modern guns.
Really?
Yes.
To check it out, Evil will shoot with both a modern and a historic weapon. First off, the modern gun, a Colt 1911, longtime favorite of the Army and the police.
Dead center.
All right.
Whether Evil can also achieve that with a historic weapon, likewise a Colt made sometime between 1860 and 1876, this Colt was the most widely used weapon in the American Civil War.
Okay, so let's move on to the ball and cap.
Ready to do it with a 150-year-old gun?
Yeah, let's try it. I've actually shot black powders before, but never in comparison to a modern gun.
Okay.
Oh, this will be interesting to see.
We're interested too. Despite being 150 years old, the gun still functions perfectly. But did Evil also hit the target?
Okay, well, not exactly a bullseye, but definitely hit the can.
Definitely.
You know, I'd say the sights might take a little getting used to. Seems to aim a little bit low, but I don't see any significant difference in the accuracy between this and the 1911.
Quite. Then what's the source of the legend and fear of the supposed inaccuracy of those old weapons?
They were a lot more scarce back in the day. Cowboys didn't have the money to go buy a lot of guns. They were working, and they rode a lot, so they didn't get to spend a lot of time practicing. They were working.
Ah, okay.
So they weren't great shots, and ammunition was hard to get. You couldn't just run down to Walmart and buy ammo like you can today.
Outside the USA, ammunition is not for sale at the supermarket. But never mind. The fact is, the legend is false. It wasn't the weapons that were inaccurate back then, but the shooters. The next Western myth that Evil hopes to clarify: were there actually situations in the Wild West where men were shot free from the gallows?
It's a tough shot. The rope is bigger than the bullet, so it's kind of hard to cut the rope completely with one shot.
Yeah, and also, it's really small, and right now it's moving.
The myth appears in countless Western movies. But is it really possible?
This is an 1873 Winchester, otherwise known as the gun that won the West.
The right tool for the job.
The first shot misses by a hair, as we can see in slow motion.
Oh, that one hit.
A hit, but the rope is only nicked, and our victim still hangs from the gallows. Next hit, same result. The problem: a hemp rope, as was used for hanging back then, consists of several thin interwoven cords. But the bullet is only as thick as one of these thin cords, which is why it can't sever them all at once. And the remaining cords are so tough that even a single cord can bear a man's weight for a limited space of time.
I think we can do it.
Shot number 4, and
I would have to say for this, maybe with a 50 cal, with a scope and a laser, it might be possible to get it in one shot. But, you know, with iron sights and a Winchester, I would have to think that Eli Wallach would have been dead and buried long before Clint Eastwood ever shot through that rope.
Absolutely.
So I think this just, yeah, Hollywood bullshit.
All Hollywood.
back to reality, where it looks as if Evil and Wes will be spending the night with empty stomachs. They were actually hoping to catch something for supper like real cowboys, but up to now, they've had no luck.
I think I saw a little rabbit over here. It won't be much, especially not for two people, but yeah, might be something. Am I seeing things, Wes?
No, I saw him too. Oh, I see him. I see him. He's right here. See him? Just shoot him right now or he's gonna run off.
Yeah.
It ain't much, but I guess it'll have to do.
Hey, something's better than nothing, right?
That's right.
They need a campfire. That serves not only for cooking and a source of warmth, but also scares off unwanted visitors, from mosquitoes to pumas, which are still to be found in the region.
Probably good.
By cowboy standards, the little rabbit is practically a feast. For when it came to food, cowboys generally only had what would fit in their saddlebags, which wasn't much. Often only a few spoonfuls of beans or a piece of dry bread.
Get him in the fire. Wait till he's thoroughly done.
We don't want to eat a medium rare.
No. No, tapeworms aren't fun.
After half an hour,
Oh,
Grab it, Jared. Yeah.
ooh,
Hot potato.
ooh, ooh, Nelly. Okay, here we go. Smells like food.
even if the rabbit looks badly charred.
And so we just dig right in, right?
Yeah. Take you a bite.
And how does it taste?
Oh, it's not inedible.
Except for the charred.
Except for the charcoal on the skin, but yeah, definitely edible.
Back then, there was mainly smoked or dried meat, since it kept longer.
I'll tell you what, it's a lot better tasting than I thought it would be. You know, for something we just shot in the butt out in the field.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm full, man. Thank you, though.
We got a belly full of rabbit meat. Time to hit the hay.
All right.
And indeed, just like the cowboys of 150 years ago.
All right, and how is a cowboy bed set up?
All right, so we just take this saddle, we set it down right here.
Mm-hmm.
This pad, we'll set the pad down right here. We take our saddle, kind of move everything out of the way, and set that down right there, just like that.
A bed made up from the sweaty saddle blanket. It doesn't look exactly comfortable.
There you go.
Pillar. All right. It's nicer than the bed at the Hyatt Regency.
I tell you now, 5-star.
Apart from the fact that the semi-desert of New Mexico is also home to some rather nasty and unpleasant creatures like snakes and scorpions.
So here's the thing about rattlesnakes. They will go out of their way to avoid humans. The last thing they want to do is have a confrontation with a human. So the chances that someone's going to slide up here and give us a problem are relatively slim. So I don't think I'm going to have any problem sleeping for worry of rattlesnakes.
Let's hope that evil is not mistaken. A few hours later, the night is over, luckily without any nasty incidents. Wes wants to use the cool morning hours to make some headway towards their destination, still 25 kilometers away.
Jared, it's time to wake up.
Oh, shit, man. What time is it?
Early.
Oh, yeah, right. We're cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's our cows?
There, down there, and we got to go gather them up.
Before rounding up the scattered herd, there's a typical cowboy breakfast: beef jerky.
Even though the mattress was less comfortable than a Tempur-Pedic, I slept pretty well. I was actually pretty exhausted. That sitting on the back of a horse and doing nothing, letting the horse do all the work, is more exhausting than you would think.
And because it was so much fun, off they go again.
Oh yeah, sitting on those blisters again. Oh yeah, that's feeling good. I can really see doing this for 15 hours a day for the next 2-3 months.
A few blisters. That would have made the cowboys of 150 years ago merely smile. Back then, serious injuries were a daily event. The problem? No doctors far and wide.
What do you do if, like, your horse falls on you, or you get poked in the eye by a branch, or mountain lion attacks you, or, you know, you get, like, seriously injured and you're, you know, a long way from the bunkhouse?
Well, you know, you got to kind of help yourself. If you're out there and you got a cut, you know, deep one that needs stitching, you need to stitch it up yourself. If you get poked in the eye, I guess you just wear an eye patch. But there's really nobody to help you out here, so you got to help yourself.
You kind of got to do a little DIY, huh?
Yeah, otherwise you might die.
So if you get a deep cut, you got to stitch it up yourself. I'm going to try that out a little bit later. My prediction is going to hurt like hell.